Hi friends, welcome to the Inspired Knitting Podcast. I'm your host Bobby and I am coming to you from Southern Ontario, Canada. Today is Friday, December the 9th, 2022. I would first like to start off the podcast by welcoming any new viewers who may be tuning in for the first time. Welcome, and to my returning viewers, welcome back. This is a podcast about my knitting adventures, and sometimes there's crochet, which there is crochet today, and sometimes there's spinning as well, and I haven't touched my spinning wheel in several months, but I really want to get back to that. But yeah, there's lots of fibery content, so if that's your thing, then make sure you thumbs up the video and subscribe below if you like the content. I also just want to say quickly, I always put the show notes in the description box below, so there's like a little arrow so you can click on that, and I always link you directly to the designers that I talk about in the podcast, so there's that. You can also find social links where you can find me on the internet. I am most active on Instagram as Inspired Knitting Podcast, and you can also find me over on Ravelry as well as X Country Girl 1986X. So yeah, I am doing pretty good. It's been 3 weeks since the last podcast. I was doing so good doing bi-weekly podcasts, and then I got sick. It wasn't COVID, it was just a really nasty cold that's been going around, and I'm still feeling the effects of it. So I got not coffee today, I got water with me. The cold water seems to help soothe my throat. So hopefully we can get through this podcast without too much coughing. So fingers crossed. So yeah, I want to show off my pretty new mug. This is a early Christmas present to myself. It's a kitty cat Christmas mug. I just picked it up at Walmart and it's perfect. I could not resist it. I said that I wasn't going to buy a mug, and guess what? I just had to, because it's a cat. And to be quite honest, I actually don't have a lot of Christmas mugs. I just recently bought one last week, hence the reason I said I wasn't going to buy mugs. Our local dollar store has like all these cute mugs right now, and they had a couple with gnomes on them, and you know how obsessed I am with gnomes. So I got one with 3 cute little gnomes on it, which I was going to use today, and then I got this one. So yeah, I love my mugs. And I also received a Christmas gift from my friend, and she let me open one thing out of it, and it's a Christmas mug too. So it's under the tree right now because the box that it came in is really pretty, and I don't want to open it up just yet, but thank you. You know who you are. I love you. So yeah, I have 3 beautiful new mugs to add to my collection, and they're Christmas ones, so I can't say I don't have Christmas mugs now. So yeah, how have you guys been doing? I hope the past couple weeks have been good. The weather here has been fairly decent. It's been cool, but we haven't had any snow. So it kind of looks right now like it may be a green Christmas, but in a couple days, I think on Sunday they said we're supposed to have a snowstorm, which here in the Kingston area is only supposed to be like 5 centimeters. So it's hard to say how it's gonna go. I'm cool with no snow until Christmas Day, and then there has to be a little bit. But yeah, the weather's been pretty decent. I've been definitely getting lots of use out of my knits because it's still in the pluses, but I'm pretty cold when I go out. So I've been bundling up in my shawls and my toques and that. Today I am wearing my Sassy Advent wrap, which is from last year, the Cozy Up Knit Girls talk. They did a wrap pattern for the Sassy Advent. So this is not the colors from the Sassy Advent These are my colors from my Northern Pearl Advent that I got last year. It was my first Advent and it was so much fun. It wasn't in the budget this year to do. I so badly wanted to, but it is so fun. So Angel's Advent had 24 colors, and then on Christmas Day you had a full skein. So I did all the colors, and that's the way that this Sassy Advent wrap is as well. So you get 24 10-gram minis. I believe that's how the pattern is written up. And I might have to take it off, but maybe I won't. There's all these different stitch patterns. So I think there's like 6 different stitch patterns in total. They're all very beginner friendly and easy. And in between you just have this this little section. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's like a little garter ridge. Super, super cute. You can either hold that single or with mohair, and I put mohair with my white. It was so much fun. I think I kept up with the days. I can't remember, but I just remember that it was a lot of fun to just knit your new color every day and have a different stitch pattern. It was so cool. And it is a double wrap, so you knit it flat and then you just do, I believe it was like a Kitchener stitch or a 3-needle bind off to close it up, and it becomes a double wrap. So it's like this huge infinity type scarf, and I have been wearing this a lot. It's December and it's kind of Christmassy colors, and I love it. I just love it. So that's what I'm wearing today. Go check it out. I know that the girls have done another Advent style pattern. It's a blanket this year, which that looks super cool, but I already got a couple blankets on the go, so I'm not gonna do that. But that uses, I believe, I don't know what you need. I don't know if it's 10 or a 20 gram, but I know that it's geared towards your Advent minis. So that's really cool. And I think they may have been doing another like wrap style or something. I can't remember. Go check it out. I'm behind on my podcast, so I can't give you all the correct details, but if it's the Cozy Up Girls, you can guarantee that there's some goods coming out of there. So go over and check out their podcast if you don't know who they are, and check out their patterns because they are phenomenal. So yeah, Sassy Advent Wrap, Cozy Up Knit Girls. I knit this one last year. I love it. And it is fingering weight. I didn't say that. All right. So we have some finished objects this week, and I also have brought along a couple works in progress that I have been working on as well. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to start off with what I actually finished this morning. So I decided I'm still on the gift knitting kick here, and they don't watch the podcast, so I'm not gonna ruin anything by showing these. But I knit a pair of Hayak socks. This is a pattern by Kim Swingle. I will put it here on the screen, and it'll also be in the description box below. I knit a pair of these a couple months ago. They are a worsted weight pair of socks, and they have the work sock theme to them. So I did mine slightly different to pattern. I believe there's 3 sizes to the pattern. I did the adult, I did the second size in the pattern, which I think is the medium. The only thing that I did differently is she has you take your marled yarn here and do 1 stripe here in the white. I just chose to do 2 stripes of purple. And also in her pattern, where your toe starts, she has you do another stripe of your marled color like right here to separate it. I chose to omit that as well. But besides that, I follow pattern, and they are super, super cute and work up really fast. It took me about a day and a half to do this pair, and I love them. They're knit on a 3.75 millimeter. I have a very loose gauge, and I like the density I got on a 3 millimeter, and I still got gauge. So yeah, it all depends. Do a gauge swatch, or at least get it started and measure because my gauge has been seriously off lately, but I just knew from before, or 325 is what I use, not a 325. I knit these before, so I knew from my Ravelry page that's what I used, and it worked. So yeah, I love these socks. I made the pair that I made before, I gifted away, and these are being gifted away if I have time, because I have some other gift knits that I'm going to do. I may be knitting another pair for somebody else, but we'll see. I don't know. They do work up pretty quick, and I have lots of yarn left. So for my yarn, I'm using Barocco Vintage, which is the worsted one. So it's just in the white color, which I believe is color number 5100. For my purple, I used some leftovers I had of Cascade 220, and I can't tell you what the colorway number or color is for that because I don't have the ball band. It's leftovers. It's just a pretty plum color. And then the marled here is not Cascade, Estelle Yarns, which is a worsted weight yarn, and I don't know what the color number is. I believe I put it on my Ravelry, but I think it's called Silver Rag. So it's the white light gray marl. There's 3 different marls in Estelle Yarns. So yeah, it's a very simple sock. It's just a rib sock. It's got a slip stitch, heel flap and gusset, toe. They're beautiful. I love them. I want a pair for myself, and after Christmas is all said and done with, Bobby will probably have a pair for herself because they feel super, super amazing. The Estelle yarn is really nice. It's a acrylic, I believe it's a 60% acrylic, 40% wool blend, and it's really, really nice. I love it. And the same goes for the Barocco. I think it's also a 60-20 mix. So yeah, that's what I did. Those are the Hayek socks, worsted weight socks. They make perfect gifts, quick gift knits, and they are super cozy. So I did those. I'm just gonna rearrange stuff so I don't drop anything. I knit another pair of socks, and I believe I had these on the go the last time I podcasted. I can't remember. I think I did. These are my Patent Croix socks. This is fingering. It's in the Amethyst Stripes colorway. So it's a self-striping type yarn. And I did my hardest because I do have OCD to a point, and I am super happy that my stripes pretty much worked out correctly. So these were supposed to be a gift. And I do remember now on the last podcast, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to gift them. And I don't think I am. I have no problem gifting the Hayek socks because it's an acrylic wool blend. It's a budget-friendly yarn, and technically so is the Patent Croix. It is, but I don't know. I just really, really like them, and I'm not sure that I can get rid of them now. We will see. We will see. If I can manage to get another pair of Hayek socks out, then these are mine. But yeah, they are done. I just cast on 60 stitches, 2mm needle because that's my gauge. I like the fabric that the 2mm creates for me. I'm a loose knitter. But I cast on 60 stitches. I do a 2x2 rib all the way down, slip stitch, heel flap and gusset, and I did and I continued this 2x2 rib all the way down. I believe I did 55 rows for my foot. I am starting to mark I always measure. Now I'm not doing that. I'm actually putting like the light bulb markers because I have noticed with some of my socks, measuring is okay, but what if the sock has been stretched, or what if your gauge changed? So I've been putting the light bulb markers in to make sure that I'm getting the proper amount of rows. So I'm pretty sure I did like a 50 row leg and a 55 row foot. Not that it matters, because everybody's gauge is going to be slightly different, but that's what I did. So I didn't follow no pattern. These have become my vanilla type socks. I really love rib socks. They stay up well, and yeah. I find that with, if you use a superwash yarn, which the Patons Croix is not, I don't think, can't remember. It is a pure merino wool nylon mix. It might be superwash, I can't remember now. But the thing with superwash I find is that if you do vanilla socks, they tend to stretch. And washing them does help, but I just find that a rib sock tends to hold its shape a little bit better and doesn't want to fall down your leg. So I've just been enjoying the ribs, so that's my new vanilla. So yeah, there is that. And for the yardage, I ended up using 1 50-gram ball for each sock. So that equals out to 100 grams. I always find that with the Patons yarn, Patons Croix, if I want to knit a pair of socks, I always buy 2 balls of it, because they're only 50-gram balls, because I always run out. I like higher legs on my socks. If you were doing maybe shorty socks, maybe you could get a pair out of one ball, but for me, I always buy 2. Okay, so the next thing that I finished, I had this as a finished, one of these as a finished object last time, and now I have the second one. So these are my World's Simplest Mittens by Tin Can Knits. And I knit a pair for my neighbor's grandson, and when I went to cast them on, I was reading the pattern on my phone, and I accidentally cast it on an adult small instead of a child. So I knit his, he's already got them, I showed them last time. So these are the adult small, and I've knit the second one, and I absolutely love them. So for his mittens, it's the same yarn. It is West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep Pure, and it is 100% Falkland. And oh my gosh, you guys, it is amazing. It is a pure wool, and it is so soft and warm. I love them. They are soft. There's not really an itch to them, and I love them. So I just finished these the other day. I haven't been able to wear them out yet, but I'm going out later today, so I'm going to try them out. They are going to be amazing, I'm sure. They just feel really nice. So I followed the pattern for the adult small. The only thing I did differently is I did a 2x2 rib on the cuff rather than a 1x1. That's just to my preference. So I had to add an extra 2 stitches to get the ribbing correct. So when I went to do my first plain row, I just decreased those 2 stitches. But yeah, I just like the look of a 2x2 a bit better. So besides that, that's the only modification to the pattern that I did. The World's Simplest Mittens, I believe, is a free pattern. And the really great thing about Tin Can Knits is it goes all the way from baby, child, adult sizes. So, and that's the way most of their patterns are, which I love that. And it, at least for the mittens anyway, there's all different sizes too. So like for yarn, so if you wanted to use fingering weight, or these are DK, there's worsted, there's different different weights of yarn. They give you the suggested needle size and the gauge and all that stuff. So I really love that about Tin Can Knits. They're amazing patterns. So there's my mittens. I absolutely love them. The colorway of the yarn is called River. It's just a very pretty blue, and it's going to match my navy jacket perfectly. I love them. So there's another finished object. And these are like super quick to work up as well. I'm pretty sure if I had stuck to it, I could have finished that pair in a day. So that is super, super fast. All right. So the next couple things that I have to share with you are Christmas ornaments. I have been obsessed. We got our tree up December 1st, and as soon as the Christmas tree goes up, it's like all the Christmas things. So I decided that I was going to knit an ornament, because every year for the past several years, I always knit an ornament for our tree. And I don't think, I know we can't see the one I did before, but I got like a granny square one up there. I didn't take that down. I just made that one as well. It's not worth it. It's just, I did a couple rounds of granny square with fingering weight yarn, and they make perfect little ornaments. So the next one that I chose to do, this is a pattern by Sarah Shira, Imagine Landscapes. And I'm not a good podcaster because I haven't done show notes, but the pattern will be listed below, and I will probably put it across the screen here. It's the collection she did of the little mini gnomes. So you can do them in worsted weight or fingering, and they're just these little wee gnomes. So I followed that pattern and I made a little ornament. And I believe in her pattern, she gives you the instructions for the loop too, if you want to make it into an ornament. And they're just so cute. So mine is worsted to an Aran weight. So I use scraps. I ended up using, I think this is some leftover Estelle Chunky that I made my Winter Dreamer hat out of, that I showed, I think, on the last podcast. So I just used that for his hat and his arms. And then for his body, I used some of my hand spun from my Mary Mere cowl that I had left over. So I thought making a Christmas ornament with my hand spun would be the perfect use for it. So yeah, and then his little nose and beard, I just used 2 strands of mohair held together. He's so cute. I love him. He's adorable. So he can go back on our tree. And then I found a pattern come up on my Instagram. Of course, Instagram is evil. I believe the pattern is called Christmas Gnome Christmas Ornaments, and there is a set of them. So the pattern, I bought it off of Etsy. The pattern comes with a Santa Claus. You can do an elf. You can do a deer. There is maybe a snowman. Can't remember now, but I think there's 4 or 5 different types of ornaments that you can do, and they're all little gnomes, Christmas type gnomes, but they're crocheted. So this is the one I did. So this is Rudolph, but in the pattern it's the deer one, and he's just so stinking cute. I love him. And then I put, don't laugh at my embroidery skills, but I just put a 22 on the back, so I knew that, you know, I made him in 2022. Yes, I'm not good at that at all, but we're just gonna hide that. But yeah, he's adorable. I love him. So yeah, I just used, I just went through my basket of mini skeins, fingering weight, and then I held them double. So the pattern calls for I think it's like a sport to DK perhaps. So I just held fingering weight double, and I have no idea what the yarns are, so I couldn't tell you, but he's adorable. The white actually has a little bit of sparkle in it, which I don't think will actually show up. But yeah, he's so cute. I love him. And it was really fun to actually crochet. It was really fun. So I did that. There's not a ball in, I was gonna go to the dollar store and get some plastic ball, like ornament balls, but I didn't do that. I just put fiber fill in them. And yeah, he just hangs on our tree, which I'll see if I can put them back up here so you guys can enjoy them, looking at them. Yeah, they're perfect little things for the Christmas tree. And the pattern, it's a good bang for your buck. Like I said, you get like 5 different styles. They're all pretty much like him, but like I said, he's the deer, there's a Santa and an elf, and they're just adorable. So go check them out. I will have like I said, the pattern will be listed on the screen and below, so you can go check them out. I have got it correct. You can find the designer on Instagram as Happy Dolls. So go check her out. She's got a lot of crocheted, like amigurumi style designs, and they're all really cute. But I had to get the gnomes, of course, because I love my gnomes. So there's that one. And then the next ones that I have are my last finished objects. I found another pattern while going through Instagram, and this is for the little gingerbread houses. This is also a crochet pattern, and the designer's name is Essie Birdies. And this pattern, I believe I got it off of her blog. So this is a free pattern. So I will, of course, link that below. And here's the first one that I made. How cute. I absolutely love it. Super easy to do, not hard at all. And what a great stash buster. So there's that one, and then I made a second one as well. So for the pattern, I believe that it calls for, I don't even know what the yarn called for. I believe it was like a fingering weight. So for this one, I just ended up using a mini skein that I had from Lichen and Lace, which is the background color. I thought it was perfect. And then I just paired it with some random minis that I had in my stash. And I really love this one because my little peppermint windows and my door are from my advent from last year from the Northern Pearl. So that's from this cowl. I had like these little bits that were left, and I have them in a bag that I refuse to throw away. And as you can see, they come in handy for little things like this. So I'm so happy and excited that I got to use some of those and put them in an ornament. The outside color, which I hope you can see, it's also got like some yellow golds and greens in it. That is also a Lichen and Lace one as well. So yeah, you do 2 pieces, and then you would either whip stitch them or I crocheted them together. And it's up to you if you want to put a little bit of fiber fill inside or not. I did, just to puff it out a little bit, and it's perfect. I really, really enjoyed these. So for this one, I want to actually, this one's for a gift. I want to make a couple as gifts. So I was at Walmart and I saw Lion Brand Woolies, the worsted. So I picked that up, and that's what I used for the background. Not quite gingerbread, but sort of. And then for the windows and all that, I just used fingering weight again. So cute. I love these. They're quick little projects, and yeah, they're great stash busters. So this one is mine, and this one's for a gift, and I hope to get another 1 or 2 of these out. But they're just so fun. I mean, how cute is that? I love them. So these are the little gingerbread houses by Essie Birdies, and like I said, it's a free pattern, so go check her out and get yourself a really cute gingerbread house. All right, so that's what I got for finished objects. So I'm going to now move on into works in progress. All right, So I was working on the Hayak socks and I got those finished off. So I don't have, I didn't cast anything else on as of yet. Like I said, I'm thinking of doing another pair of Hayak socks, so that's a potential. But continuing on with the Christmas theme, I have never done this before, and I've been seeing a couple people, Crazy Sock Lady did a Christmas stocking last year, and I believe Maddie of the We Share Needles podcast is doing one as well, I think. So I just had to make one. So I have it here in one of my Christmas bags from last year. And I decided to cast on the Fresh Pine stocking. And the pattern is designed by She Thinks She Can. So this is the same one that Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady did last year. And I decided to cast it on. And I've gotten through the first couple charts, and now I'm on the main big chart. So she's got a couple different stocking patterns, and most of them are fingering weight, except for the Fresh Pine that I can tell. So the Fresh Pine stocking, you can do it in fingering weight, or you can buy the pattern for worsted weight. So seeing that they're all stranded color work, and I love the look of color work, I just don't really like to knit it that much. And the fact that I want this to be done for Christmas, I decided that I'm going to do the worsted weight one. So this is what I have so far. So I'm doing the Fresh Pine one, which has these beautiful mountains, and it has the truck with the Christmas tree. And then I believe the next part is going to be another set of the snowflakes, and then on the foot of the sock you're going to have your fresh pine, so the pine trees. So this is for my friend, and I think he's gonna love it. So he knows that I'm knitting it, but he doesn't want to see it, so he can't really see it when I'm knitting on it. So I keep wanting to show him because it's color work and I'm like so happy and proud of it. But he doesn't want to see it until it's done. So yeah, he loves trucks. He's got a blue truck, so I made sure that I moved my colors around. It does use 3 colors. So I moved my colors around so that the truck would be blue. So no modifications have been done to this. I am using worsted weight yarn. I'm using Cascade 220 for the gray just because I already had it in my stash. So it's like a medium gray. And then the white and the blue are Barocco Vintage worsted. And the white is 5100, so it's just the white. And then the blue, I don't know what the colorway number is, but it's ice blue, if I remember correctly. So yeah, it's working out really, really nice. And I'm enjoying it. It's really fun. So there is some pretty long floats, and I'm not worried about catching them because I don't think anything's going to be put inside the stocking. It's just going to hang. But if I decide that I want it to, I want to put stuff in it, I can always just sew a liner inside, which that's an option. So we will see how that goes, but for now I'm not catching my floats at all. There's some pretty long floats. I think I've gotten up to nine stitches. I'm not worried about it at this point. I've got my cute little snowman progress keeper on here. To be quite honest, I don't really remember where I got it from, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it was Whimsy and Sassy Designs. I'm pretty sure. So I got him on there. So yeah, I also have a cute little gnome progress or stitch marker. that my friend Angel gifted to me. And I also got my little sheepy stoppers on here as well that I picked up from the Northern Pearl, just because I would be devastated if this fell off the needles. So yeah, Fresh Pine by She Thinks She Can. It's a wonderful pattern and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I might be making a modification to it. He asked me if I could put his name on it because it's a Christmas stocking, right? So I don't know how I want to do it yet. I am not good at duplicate stitch embroidery. So what I'm thinking is when I get to the foot, do I want to omit the pine trees and just make my own chart and color work in his name? I don't know yet. I think I might because he did request it. So, and it is his Christmas stocking, so I might do that. I don't know yet. But I really, really love this and I love my color choices. I don't think I'm going to have time to do it by Christmas, but I would love to have a Christmas stocking as well. But I want coffee cups, and I thought I saw a pattern out there with coffee cups, but I can't seem to find it now. So if you guys know of a Christmas stocking, preferably worsted weight, that has coffee cups on it or hot chocolate cups, whatever, leave me a line below and let me know what the pattern is, and I'd love to give it a check out, because I would love to have my own Christmas stocking, but it's got to have coffee cups on it, obviously. So yeah, there's that one. So I've been working on this one on and off. I do have to concentrate on it when I work on it, obviously, because like I said, I'm not that great at color work, but it definitely needs my concentration, but it's super fun. So there's that one. So the next one I'm going to share with you is my Crystal Fantasy shawl. This is a pattern by Joji Locatelli, and she recently released this one. So it is like a wrap style pattern. So you do the two ends and then you do something in the middle to join them. I've never done that style before, but I'm super excited. So I've shown this before, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but Joji's pattern uses fingering weight yarn and then a mohair. So I'm not doing a mohair, I'm just doing two fingering. And I finished my first panel. So this is the first side. And it's a really cool pattern. It's got some eyelets, and I'll just hold it differently so you can see it. It's got this really cute lace section here. And then you've got some pretty stripes going on. And I think this would be stunning in mohair. It's just that I didn't really want to, I wanted to use yarns from my stash, and I saw these two colors together and I absolutely love them. My brown is Cozy Posy Yarn Co. And the light multicolored one is a Lizzie Ann Yarns. And it's just so pretty. I really, really love it. So I'm doing this as a knit along with my friend Angel, and she is amazing. She's already finished hers. So yeah, she's already finished hers, but that's okay. I have the first panel done, so so you put this on hold now, and I'm gonna knit a second one that matches this exactly, and then you do your center part. So I want to get my Christmas knits out of the way first, and then I will come back to this and get this one all finished up. So my plan, or my hope, is after I get my Christmas stuff done, I want to get back to this one, or get back to my Sweet Serenity shawl by the Forest City Knit Girls, because I'm very close on that one. I want to finish either one because on January 1st is the annual Cozy Up Knits Mystery Shawl Along. So I always cast the shawl on, and this year is going to be no different. So I would like to have one of these shawls off the needles. That way I have my needles and my bag all ready. I still have yet to kind of figure out the yarn. I know that the girls are doing a couple different versions by the sound of it, so I believe it is fingering weight, but the first version was a solid color with 10 gram minis, or 12 10-gram minis, and then Sarah's also doing a version with 3 skeins of fingering as well. So I don't quite know what I'm doing yet. So I'll worry about that closer to January, but for now I'm just wanting to get my Christmas stuff done, and my hopes is I'm going to get one of these shawls finished so I can cast that one on and not feel so overwhelmed and guilty. So that's the plan. All right, so okay, I have one more thing to share with you guys, and we will move on. So on the last podcast, I shared with you that I casted on a new blanket. I had picked up 4 balls of Lion Brand Mandala roving, and I've always wanted to use this yarn. It's so pretty. It comes in these cakes that stripe yarn. It's just so pretty, like stripe, the colors I meant. It's just so pretty, and I've always wanted to knit with one of these. It is 100% acrylic yarn. This one is in the colorway Sandstone, and I love my browns. I love my neutrals. Each ball comes with 415 yards or 380 meters. So that's pretty decent. I don't remember how much, I know that you can get these at Walmart or Michael's here in Canada. I don't remember how much they retail for. I know they're not that much. I ended up scoring these 4 balls at my local dollar store for $4 per ball. And after knitting, this is the second ball that I've started now. After knitting this blanket, I kind of know why. Even though I've never knit with this yarn before, I think I know why it was at the dollar store now. And it's no big deal for me. I'm not going to be picky about this. Every time you go to change to a new color, it's knotted, and there is a couple imperfections in the yarn. Like I said, I'm not worried about it. This is going to be a simple throw style blanket that I can just cuddle up in when I'm watching TV. And yeah, so where can I show you guys? Don't even know. It is hidden pretty good because I'm just doing garter stitch, so that's a plus, so it's kind of hiding it. But you can kind of see there's a join like right there that's knotted. And normally I don't like knots in my work, but like I said, this is just going to be a throw, so I'm not concerned. But and now that I've started the second ball, it's the same. Every time the color goes from, like, it changes, there's a knot in the color. So if that might bug some people, so if you find it at the dollar store, you might not want to buy it. But like I said, I don't care. I'm not worried about it. So for this blanket, I am just knitting it on a 6mm chagu, and I cast it on like maybe 200 stitches, I think, and I'm just knitting. So it's just going to be a super squishy garter stitch blanket, super cozy. It's roving, so it's like a single ply. It is amazing. It's so nice to knit with. It's acrylic, but it's super soft. I've just really been enjoying this, and I've got the first ball done, so this from here to the dark is a full ball. That's a repeat. So I've already done the white and I'm about to start on this lighter taupey color. So yeah, it's amazing. I love it. So I got 4 balls of it, and I was considering, you know, if it wasn't big enough that I would buy a 5th. I don't think so. I'm just going to knit the 4 balls into it, and whatever it becomes is what it becomes. But it's super nice. I like it. And being sick, I wasn't really able to really knit and concentrate. My body was aching, and I was a hot mess. So this blanket got a lot of love from me during that time. It's just plain knits. It was cozy on my lap as it was growing, and it was just so nice to knit on. It was really comforting. So I've been enjoying this one a lot. So whenever I just want to have something plain and simple to work on, that's what I pick up. So yeah, that is no pattern. That is just, yep, it's just something that I casted on. 200 stitches, a 6mm. Hopefully it'll fly by pretty fast because I have a couple other blankets on the go. All right, so that's it for the knitting and crochet content of the podcast. I haven't really worked on anything else, at least that I can remember. I never finished anything else. So yeah, have I casted on anything new? No. I will probably be casting on the Hayak socks, like I said. But no, I've been pretty focused on what I have on the needles right now and just been enjoying it. So I will show you a couple things that I picked up. So because it's Christmas, I wanted to get some Christmas themed stitch markers. And for the love of me, I could not find my Christmas one. So I had the snowman that I have on my Christmas stocking. And I had like some Griswold ones from Whimsy and Sassy Designs. And I could not find them. And I did. I found them after I made the order, of course, a couple days after, which is fine. You can never have too many stitch markers. But yeah, I had to have some Christmassy type ones to put on my my projects. So I went on to Etsy and I found this designer, and I'm not going to butcher her name, but you can find her on Etsy. And I picked up these cute little candy canes, and I actually put these back on the card to show them to you, but I use these on my socks. So when I knit my socks on Magic Loop, and I have one stitch marker on each side to divide my foot stitches from my instep stitches. So I had those on there and they were super cute, but I put them back on the card so you can see them. And this one I haven't used yet, but I will definitely be putting it on something. This is from the same designer. I got a little sugar shack. How cute is that? Or a little cabin. It's a progress keeper. Very beautiful, very well made. She is out of Quebec City, or not Quebec City, but Quebec. And she's on Etsy, and her prices were very, very reasonable. And as you can tell, her card is like so pretty. And look at the back. The other one is the same. It's just so beautiful. And it got here like super quick. So shipping, I think, was only a couple dollars. And it got here like really quick. So I'm going to say less than a week. So that's pretty decent. So I really, really am enjoying these. And they're really cute. So go check her out. That's her Etsy name there on the card. And I will also have her linked below as well. She has some really cute stitch markers and progress keepers. And she also dyes yarn as well. So definitely go check her out. And the last thing that I'm going to share with you is a skein of yarn I picked up. I had to get some of the Barocco for the Christmas stocking and for the Hyack socks. So I had to pick up a skein of this year's West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colorways. So I think there's like 6 colorways in total. And I really wanted the gingerbread colorway, but I decided to get this one because they have 2 colorways that have got sparkle. And I haven't really knit a lot lately that has sparkle in it. So I thought that would be different and really cool. So it's West Yorkshire Spinners Sparkle. And this one is 75% wool, 23% nylon, 2% polyester, and it is 100-gram ball, has 437 yards. The colorway is Silent Night. And it is so pretty. So I don't know when I'm going to cast these on. I always do a Christmas Eve cast on of socks, so I might save these for Christmas Eve and cast these on. But I really want to cast them on, so after I do my next pair of Hyaks, these might go on the needles before Christmas Eve. We'll see. But I'm super excited. But I also have a skein of Regia. It's one of their Christmas colorways as well. I picked it up last year in Kirkland Lake. It is Arnie and Carlos, I believe, which is still Regia, I believe. But I believe it is an Arnie and Carlos colorway, and it is the reds and the greens of Christmas. So I don't know yet what I want to do. We'll see. But I want to knit all the socks. I'm still obsessed with socks, and we'll see. So besides that, I think we have pretty much covered everything today. I have no dream knitting to share, really. I'm just trying to pretty much stay focused on what I've been knitting on, like my current whips. I still got a basket with other older whips in it too, so I'm just trying to stay as focused as I can on those. The only thing that I wouldn't mind casting on, and it would probably be the new year, I would really love to do the Big Cozy Cardi by Angela Mowry. That one, I keep thinking about it. Jamie and Sarah are doing one now, which isn't helping, but I really, really want that cardigan. It's just I think it's a heavy fingering to a sport weight yarn for the body, and then it's got this huge shawl collar that's done in what's Surrey alpaca. So I really, really want to knit this cardigan, but I'm going to be good about it, and it won't be to the new year. But yeah, that's kind of the only project that's been like in my brain to like want to cast on, but I'm not going to. So yeah, don't hold me to it though. Anyways, I'm pretty sure that's it for this week. As I said at the beginning, you can find show notes listed below, and I will link any makers that I spoke about today as well. So I will hopefully see you again in 2 weeks, close to Christmas. So until then, I hope you guys have a good week ahead of you. Stay safe out there, and happy knitting. Bye.